I do not know what you're putting in the coffee over here, but that shit is strong as.
Bouncing off the walls?
Yeah, that's what crack's got to feel like. It's like the coffee's definitely better over there, but it's a lot stronger over here. I think the black straight coffee here is nuts. You just got to settle down with that.
We'll expect you to bring in the energy. Well, I know you want to look forward, but got to look back. I mean, the return fight, man. You know, getting the big win. I mean, just give me the emotion, just how important that was to you for your life, I imagine, not just your career.
Yeah, I've said it a couple times that the win wasn't that as important as just getting back in the octagon at that point. You know, like it was just about proving to everyone that doubted me, proving to myself that I was supposed to be in there. So it was a flood of emotions afterwards. Too much for one moment. I don't recommend it. But it was just fun to be back, man. And I love it. And I'm actually more excited for this fight because everything that I visualized for that 4 years was with the crowd. So that was the only thing that didn't go as planned. So this one I'm super excited about. And to be here, all my family's in Utah, my like aunties and uncles that I haven't seen in like 15 years. So it's nuts how it all works. I think I'm just like attracted to Mormons or something because we always end up back with them.
4 months later now to be competing again too. I mean, you talk about going from 4 years to 4 months.
Yeah.
I mean, is this the dream scenario that, hey, man, we're getting the career back on track?
Yeah, man, like I said at the end, Daddy's got to get paid. So the goal is wrap this one up and do it again. So I don't know. There's another fight before Christmas, you know. The inflation, got to get that money.
Can I trust that you're keeping the same walkout track? Because I got to be honest, for 4 years away, I kind of forgot what a jam that was when you walked in.
I was going to, but I changed it up. So there will be no sexual. Well, there's still sexual, but no sexual, if you know what I mean.
Nah, I'm disappointed. All right, well, I'll still be excited.
I'll still play it for you afterwards. Don't worry. Come out the back.
All right, there we go. All right, talk about the matchup you got here. I mean, what do you think about it? Obviously, he's had some struggles so far in his career, but, I mean, everybody's dangerous in the UFC.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people are putting him out, and, you know, his back's against the wall. If people were doing what they're doing to him, to me, I'd come out firing. So I've got to look at it in that aspect. You know, if everyone doubted me and told me that it was an easy fight, then I'm going to come fuck you up. Like, that's my plan. So he's a dangerous opponent. He's a kill or be killed. He's hard to train for because no one fights like him. He's unorthodox. He overreaches, overextends, and that's why he catches people. So we've tried to prepare for it as best we could, but you know, at CKB, they're not his style at all. So we'll find out if the preparation was enough, but I'm sure my best version of myself is going to be enough to do what it takes.
Does the change in weight class make it a difficult preparation process as well, right? Because you got to expect he's going to compete differently, I would think, in a different division.
Man, I'm not going to lie. I was heavyweight last fight camp, so I came down from 110 kilos to make that fight. So I'm sure he's going to notice a few differences. Like, I'm sure he's been sparring. He's probably got a bit faster, a bit fitter. But the timing's different in light heavyweight. The speed, you know, the fitness, it all changes. So I'm sure he's prepared well. Salt Lake City, the altitude, everything. But I'm happy to welcome him. So I know, like, I've been hit by Ty as well. So getting knocked out by Ty isn't a bad thing. Like, we've all been, like, everyone who's been on the end of that punch knows that it's not a small feat to cop that. So, but also, I'm fast.
Some people that haven't even been in the UFC know what that feels like, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a couple.
Last thing for me, I mean, obviously we know what the story was last time, man. It was just getting back in here and getting the career back on. What's the goal now, man? Because before you went away, there was a ton of buzz, and this is the next guy. Like, is there a feel like I got to go back in there and show people that I'm that guy, or do you worry about that?
Yeah, no. Man, it's been like just a lot of reflection, I guess. Like, it's just been pretty surreal being back. Like, because I've come back after such a long layoff, I appreciate everything so much more. This media, you guys doing your job, seeing the people, some like those guys I didn't see at the Apex, and it's just been really fun. And I've been trying to enjoy it all and just be in the moment. So I'm not really focused on that. Like, I know I'm going to get in and get it done. I've had one of the hardest training camps mentally and physically, and I know I'm going to go out there and put in work like I always do for the fans and just soak it all in. See it, like, I can't wait to hear that cheer, man. Like, well, hopefully they're cheering, but I can't wait to hear it.
Tyson, Ray, I'm sure you watched his last two fights, considering it was against Ty and Justin. So when they came to you with this name, was this a name that did excite you, knowing that the possibilities presented to you in the octagon?
Yeah, I've had to be a bit smarter because, like, the first run in the UFC, I was probably a bit thick-headed, I guess, like not making smart moves. Like you offer me a hard, like if something's hard, I just go at it. Like pause. If there's a hard, let's just say the fight's hard, okay? And if they give me a name, I'm just like, yeah, I've got to do it. Like, so it's like if I'm scared of heights and something comes up, I've got to do it. So I probably made that mistake the last time. So this one, I'm trying to be smarter with it, it's an exciting fight. Like as long as I stay tactically sound, it can be a bonus fight. So I'm excited.
And just looking at his record, I don't know if you're aware of this, but he's never reached the 4-minute mark of the first round. So what are you expecting from him in there?
Yeah, so unless he's just completely changed his game, which who knows, maybe he has. He's going to try and explode right out the gate, but I'd be happy to welcome him to the second and third round. Like I'm a more patient person now, so usually I'm pretty out the gate myself and rush things. So I've grown as a fighter now, and be happy to welcome him to the third round.
Front row on your right.
Yep.
Aside from the dubious coffee and the attraction to Mormons, what have your impressions been of Salt Lake City thus far?
Man, I actually really like it. Everything's been like pretty enjoyable. The scenery, I can't even that's crazy how many churches and temples are like just right next to each other. Nuts. But everyone's been pretty nice and chilled. It sort of reminds me a bit of Hamilton in New Zealand, like where my old man's staying. So. But it's just been nuts, like seeing all my family and stuff, like in fight week as well. So, cool experience.
And what are kind of your expectations, given that this is the first pay-per-view that Salt Lake City's ever hosted? As a fighter, do you notice kind of the crowd reaction, how into it they are? Is it different in a place where it's never been before versus, say, a Vegas where they're very used to a fight night, a big fight night such as this? Yeah,
it's crazy how the States as well, like everyone doesn't rock up till the main card. Like in Australia, where they're like first doors open, they're already drunk, but yeah, 100%. So I'm not sure how it's going to react. I know in Australia, that when it's the first time in the city, they always go nuts. But sometimes when you hear the boos, like if nothing's happening, you like rush to do something. But they usually the crowd's pretty nice to me, so keep that rolling.
Tyson, I'm curious, what's your camp been like being over at City Kickboxing?
Amazing and horrendous at the same time. The hardest I've trained, had some, my daughter just turned a year old on Friday, and I've been away for almost 6 months this year in fight camp. So that's been mentally challenging. She actually I got a video today, she just started walking today, so that's I was so proud. But the camp itself, man, I was saying it before, like the stuff that they is basics and fundamentals to their program, like their foundation of martial arts is stuff that I don't know. So mentally, it's been such an upskill that it was draining as well as the physical side. So it was a draining camp just because I'm learning stuff that comes naturally to them. So, and more sessions that I've ever done. One of the hardest part was keeping on weight this camp. So my Geordie, the fight dietitian, he had me on 2 pizzas, burgers every day. So I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Has it been nice not having to hop from spot to spot in Australia and just being able to go to one specific place to do everything you need to do for the day?
Yeah, for sure. That's why I've traveled before. Like I've always been trying to find where I fit in camps and just try and find that spot. I trained at Jackson's and that was a dream to go since a kid, but I feel like this is like where I'm supposed to be, and hopefully get the family over there. Like been discussing it with the wife. The New Zealand trip, she doesn't really like the weather, but it's gonna be my home for now.
Tyson here in the back.
Oh man.
Good seeing you.
You too.
Does it feel like now you've turned a corner after 3 years of these injuries just hampering you, that you're back where you want your body to be?
Yeah, my body's good. I think just mentally, man, that's where I've changed the most. I'm getting to be myself and just relax. I think I've started to share stories about my dad and family and upbringing with training, and it's felt like a bit of a relief off my shoulders because, you know, a bit embarrassed about it, how we got brought up, but it's made me who I am, and like it's made me a better man for it and better fighter. So that's why I'm here today.
And how has the whole atmosphere been towards the end of camp? It seems like everybody from City Kickboxing has fought over the last 2 months.
Yeah, they're nuts down there, man. Like it's a different breed for sure. You've got up and comers like coming through that are beasts. You've got like seasoned vets, people on their way out. It's a crazy vibe, and I just loved soaking it all in. Like the coach, from the coaches to the training partners, everyone's so skilled in their own way and have different looks of like. Even if I'm fighting the smaller people, it was a really, really cool experience.
And a win here, and you feel like you're back on the trajectory where you wanted to be prior to the injuries?
Man, I don't even think I was on a trajectory before. Like, I don't know what I was on before. Like, I was just living, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going. But I feel like I just know what I want to do now. And at the end of the day, as long as I can make my daughter proud doing what I do, like being away from her, shout out to all the dads that are just grinding, man. That's enough for me. So I've got big goals, obviously, that I want to get done. But man, I'm going straight after this to take her to Paris to watch Thai fight, and man, that's the world to me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Tyson, right hand to left. So, missing 3 years plus, the injury and everything. Win or lose this weekend, are you trying to make up for lost time now?
Oh yeah, I guess you could say that. Like I should have been doing this the first time round, keeping it active. But I'm just trying to get in as many as I can. I wasn't getting paid for 3.5 years, so we got to get it in. So as long as I stay healthy, man, I always want to fight as much as I can. And sometimes when you get that momentum, like you haven't got to get ready if you stay ready.
And knee injury aside, you come back stronger and everything, but mentally, it just seems like, just the way you speak, you seem like you're even better than you were before.
Yeah, for sure. You learn a lot about yourself when you sit in the dark room for 3.5 years. So yeah, it's just growing mentally, and as a father, it's like changed massively, but still growing every day. So just an appreciation for everything that I've got, like with fighting, and for everything that it's given me. It's the world.
Congrats on the little one, man.
Thank you.
That first birthday is always amazing.
Yeah, the man. Thank you. Well, good. Thank you very much.